Hey guys, I gotta tell you, I have not been as excited about makeup and the things that are coming out as I have been recently in a long time. So many interesting things are out there now. Either they were just released, they're just about to be released, or they were released when I was on my hiatus and I wasn't buying any makeup when I wasn't making videos. When I'm not making videos, then really I'm just not into it. I'm not following what's going on. But eyeshadow is like my thing. It's like catnip to a cat. I love eyeshadows. So everything I'm going to show you in today's haul is an eyeshadow. Speaking of eyeshadows, I wanted to point out that I used the Flower Pop Fantatic eye pigment that I showed you in my last haul video. And I used this in conjunction with one of the eyeshadow palettes that I'm going to show you, and that's the way I would use these pigments. I don't think I would use them just on their own because they are a cream, so I just don't think that it would look good to just use these. They need like a little something to go with them. But to use in conjunction with powder eyeshadows, absolutely. It's going to give your eyeshadows more depth, more wham, which is what this shade is called, wham, and more dimension. They're definitely worth getting to enhance any look. One of the other things that I like about this is it's like a watermelon pink. It's not your typical shade of pink, and I don't know that I've ever seen a cream eyeshadow this color before, but I do have that on like as a base for the entire eye area, and then I built around it with something else which I will show you in a minute. Okay, let's start with this because I think most of you guys either are familiar with this or may have bought it when it first came out a few months ago. This is the NYX Ultimate Edit Petite Pro palette in Brights. I've had my eye on this for a long time, and I read some of the reviews that I read weren't that great, but I decided to just see for myself, and so that's what that looks like. I'm not going to do swatches today because it would take forever if I did. I got a lot of eyeshadows on the table in front of me. But I don't have the NYX Brights palette, the larger one, so I thought this would be like a best of greatest hits version of that palette. And everything now is like bright colors because of Pride Month. And I'm all for it. I think, makeup is fun, and I wouldn't necessarily want to wear bright colors every single day, but I do like these more powerful looks that people are wearing now because I feel like everybody was playing it too safe before and always wearing these boring neutral looks that are really soft and not really that noticeable. I mean, what's the point of wearing makeup if nobody's going to notice it? Yes, it's to enhance your natural beauty and all that, but it's so good to be creative and artistic with it too. And I know I'm always hammering on you guys about that, but it's true, go out and do something different. Don't do your makeup the same way every day because it's not as much fun. It's fun to get creative and do different things. Okay, let's do this next. Profusion is sold at select Walmarts and Targets, and they don't always carry the same products. And my local Walmart does not carry Profusion at that particular location, so I went to the next closest Walmart that did have it. Because I wanted to get the new, speaking of colorful makeup, I wanted to get the new Festival palette. So this is a Walmart exclusive. And if you have a Walmart near you that carries Profusion, I'm peeling off, there's a plastic overlay that has the names of the shadows on it. And I understand the reason why they do this overlay thing is to make it cheaper for them to make the palette so that they can keep the cost down. But here it is. Is that beautiful or what? I really like the aquas and blues and pinks and purples. And I like that there's a few neutrals in there if you wanted to do a pop of color with some neutrals, but I'm not afraid of color. I will quite often just do a look that's all powerful colors with no neutrals. But there it is. And I just think that's really beautiful. So this is exclusive to Walmart. And then there's another product that they came out with recently that's exclusive to Target, so that each store gets like a special item. Okay, the next brand we're going to talk about is actually multiple brands. As you may know, if you watched my last haul video, I bought some Makeup Revolution. Actually, they don't call themselves that anymore. They call themselves Revolution Beauty, I think is now what they call themselves. But I bought some products by that brand recently, and they've really stepped up their game. I can remember when they first came to the United States, not really being that impressed with them, and all the products that I've bought recently that are newer, I really like. As a matter of fact, some of the things that I showed you in my last haul video that I've been doing videos about, I find myself wanting to reach for over and over again. Really impressed with the, how much they've improved as a brand. So you may not realize this, but they have multiple brands. And because most of you that are watching this video don't live in the UK, I know some of you do, hello, but the people that are watching that are in the United States may not realize that they have multiple brands. They have a skincare line that is online only on Ulta's website. Then they have their main staple brand. Then they have a brand called Revolution, which is sold at select Ulta stores. And now they have a new brand at Target called Makeup Obsession. So I have a bunch of products from the various brands of Revolution Beauty in front of me. I'm going all in. So if you follow me on social media, you may have seen me show a lot of these products that I'm showing you today. I'm trying to get better at taking photographs of things and posting it on my social media, because sometimes it's just fun to look at pictures of makeup. Like when I look at the accounts that I follow on social media, a lot of times people are just showing their makeup look, but I like to just look at pictures of the products sometimes. So that's what I've been posting. Okay, so I got another one of the Reloaded palettes by Revolution. This one is called Basic Mattes. I thought this would be a good one to have because then I can use this either by itself or in conjunction with a lot of these bright palettes that I've been buying. Because sometimes I like to do a combination of a bright color and then maybe put a neutral in the crease, and a lot of these palettes don't have neutrals in them. But I mainly bought this because I was so impressed with that other matte palette that I bought by them, the Marvellous mattes. This one, I love this so much that I said, okay, let's just get one that's all basic neutrals. So I got that, and these are only $7 for all those colors. Well, the other palette is too. I just can't get over that. And then I went to an Ulta that carries the I Heart Revolution brand because my Ulta does not. And I got the Rose Gold Chocolate Palette. Isn't that beautiful? Kind of reminds me of like almost like a Too Faced design. They have a whole bunch of these palettes with different themes and colors to them. This just happened to be the one that I wanted. So that's what it looks like. Isn't that pretty? So I used that today with the Flower Beauty eyeshadow that I just showed you a little while ago. I used the Flower Beauty Wham as a base. Then I went in with this color, which they don't have color names. They don't give their shadows names. But I went in with this and I put that all over the lid and into the crease somewhat. Then I went in with this shade and darkened up the edges or the outside corner. So this also is $7, even though it's very small, but the quality of the shadows is very good, and I love the package design. And a lot of these palettes, you could easily, just bring this if you were like going away for the weekend or something. This would be a good size thing. You could just throw this in your makeup bag and take it with you. And then a couple other eyeshadow palettes that I got from I Heart Revolution. And by the way, this is an Ulta exclusive, so you can't find this brand anywhere else other than Ulta. These are the donut palettes. There are 5 or 6 in the line. I got 2 of them because I just couldn't decide between, there were 2 colors that I wanted and I couldn't decide between the 2. But how adorable is that? So this one is called Raspberry Icing, and it's got like a squishy top on it, and it has a scent to it, but it's not a very pronounced scent, and it doesn't necessarily smell like the thing that the palette is named after. It should, but it doesn't to me. But this one is Raspberry Icing, and that's what it looks like. Isn't that beautiful? Yeah, I couldn't decide between this one and the next one that I'm going to show you, so I had to get both. So this one is like a raspberry theme, obviously. And then the other one I got was Blueberry Crush. And these just got released in Ulta's stores on Sunday, and I got the last one of these yesterday. So they sold all these except for one at the location that I went to, which is, I think a lot of people are really jumping on the blue eyeshadow trend now because that's just what's popular. So this is $7, so it's an inexpensive way to get a lot of pretty colors. And I love this like denim blue shade. I used to have an eyeshadow like that by MAC in my collection, but it got purged because of its age, and I don't have any other palettes or singles that look like that. So this is Blueberry Crush. And a lot of these things that I'm showing you, I haven't used them yet because I bought most of these things yesterday, and then the next thing I'm going to show you, I just got a few minutes ago. So I found out that Target has released a brand called Makeup Obsession, which is also part of Revolution Beauty. And the first Target that I went to, they hadn't done the setup yet, so it just wasn't there. So I went to another Target, and it looked like they were just starting to set it up, except there were no like people around at the time that I was there. I don't know if they were on a break or they got busy doing something else. So they had just put a few things out on the shelf, very few, because there were a lot of things I wanted to try, but they weren't out yet. But this was probably the thing that I wanted most of all. So I was so excited when I saw it because at least I got this. I can go back another day when they finish with the setup and pick up the other things that I'm interested in. But this is an eyeshadow palette by Belle Jordan. She's a YouTuber. I had never heard of her, but when I was reading on the Revolution website about all the products, it said Makeup Obsession and Belle Jordan eyeshadow palette. And I was like, Belle Jordan? I've never heard of her. So I looked her up and I watched one of her videos for like 2 minutes and hit the subscribe button. Then I went and followed her on Instagram. And I really, she just immediately sucked me in. I really liked her. So this is the collab palette that she did with them. And there it is. I love the color story here. That mark right there, this had a plastic overlay, and when I peeled it back, I accidentally scraped over that eyeshadow, but I didn't gouge it too much. It's just a little scratch. But yeah, I love the color story here. I love that makeup brands are not afraid anymore to do reds and pinks and berries and plums, and I love those kind of eyeshadow colors, and I'm so glad that everybody is releasing those now. But isn't that beautiful? But they had other eyeshadow palettes too, and they have different size ones. This one was $14.99, and I'm not sure if it was that price because it was a collab or because that's just the price point for this size palette that they have. But they had some others out on the shelf that I was looking at too, but this was my favorite out of all the ones that I looked at. But there's some other products in that line that I definitely want to check out when they finish with the setup. There's a concealer I want to try. There are some really beautiful lip glosses. I never used to like lip gloss, so I'd be interested in it, but I've been wearing it a lot lately. So I would like to try at least one of those. And yeah, so that's my haul, you guys. So you will definitely be seeing me using these products in one way or another in upcoming videos. And that's it. Thanks so much for watching. Bye.